यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य
गणानान्त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् ॐ श्री महागणाधिपतये नमो नमः। ॐ ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सर्वोपप्लवरहित प्रज्ञान घन प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्माहमस्मि सोऽहमस्मि ब्रह्माहमस्मि। ॐ प्रपन्न पारिजाताय तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। May the Almighty Shri Lord Venkateshwara bestow all kinds of prosperity, health, wealth and eternal happiness with Paripurna Lakshmi Katakshams to you and the entire your family and friends. Let us begin Bhagavad Gita, verse number 24 and 25 of 13th chapter. श्री भगवान् उवाच ध्यानेन आत्मनि पश्यन्ति केचिदात्मानमात्मनाम् अन्ये सांख्येन योगेन कर्मयोगेन चापरे अन्ये त्वेमम जानन्तः श्रुत्वान्येभ्य उपासते तेऽपि चातितरन्त्येव मृत्युं श्रुतिपरायणाः। भगवान कृष्ण has cleared the whole spiritual activities can be divided into 5 stages. For the past 2 sessions we had the description of 5 stages. The stages begins with karma yoga, then the upasana yoga, then shravana manana nididhyasana. These are called 5 stages. Okay, but these words, it gives the divisions of these 5 stages and also it clarifies various spiritual methods are followed by various people. There are many schools of thoughts which are taught in the name of spirituality. Now, any spiritual progress should have the content of Brahmatma Aikyam. We have to be very, very clear in that thing. Any spiritual progress, I mean any methods, you may follow the methods from the Sanskrit text, scriptures, or you may follow from your guru who is not even picking any example from, or who is not quoting from any Upanishads. But still, if he knows what the truth is, if he brings the knowledge about equation in his language, that is acceptable. Therefore, Bhagavan Krishna clarifies it very clearly. So now, one should go these 5 stages to get the completeness. But as Sanatana Dharma accepts the birth means a rebirth concept. If a person might have completed 2 stages in the early birth, then he will begin from the 3rd stage in this birth. If a person has completed 4 steps in the previous birth itself, then he needs only 1 step, that 5th step. What is that called? Nididhyasanam. So that's what the story with Ramana Maharishi. He becomes a prodigy. You know what does it mean? Extraordinary. He is an extraordinary prodigy who could just jump into Nididhyasana. It means he had completed in the last birth itself these 4 stages. He might have undergone Karma Yoga, and that too we cannot define only he completed all these 4 stages in the last birth alone. It might have taken 2 more births, who knows? The concept of these 5 stages is to clear the method of teaching, the method of spiritual progress. They are interconnected. Nididhyasanam needs mananam. Mananam should be supported by the Shravanam. The Shravanam needs the Upasana for its support. Upasana needs Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga means what? Becoming matured, clearing our mind, to make our mind mature, free from all kinds of emotional problems. Then the next one is called Upasana. Upasana is to get out of Vikrepa. You are able to focus yourself on one topic. If you are able to focus on one thing, then you are eligible for Shravana, Vedanta Shravana. Now Bhagavan Krishna says, Dhyanena Atmani Atmana Atmanam Pashyanti. The people who are prodigy, very, very extraordinary soul, he doesn't need anybody to teach Vedanta. He may not undergone any 1 verse of Bhagavad Gita, but still there is a possibility him to get connected with the Nididhyasana. That's what it is said here. Atmana Atmanam Atmani Pashyanti. No deviation. After being born, immediately he is just, he could identify himself with the totality. When Guru asked, where are you from? Where are you going to go? What are you doing? What is the purpose of your birth? Then it speaks, I am Brahman. I don't have any purpose. I am Satchidananda Swarupa. And Nammalvar, the baby, after its birth, it was not at all talking to anybody. It was not even crying. When it was taken to a tamarind tree and it climbed on that tree and it sat there forever. And it wrote so many Pasurams for Vaishnavas. So Nammalvar Pasuram means it's a sasanam. These people are prodigies, extraordinaries. There are people who are extraordinaries. They cannot become the exemplary people for the normal people. Extraordinary means that word itself specifies they are extraordinary. They cannot compare with the normal people. Normal people who should not compare with them. The normal people should have undergone Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga, then Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. That is the process. So when you begin Karma Yoga, that time itself you are protected from your Karma Pula. That's what the grace of Lord Venkateshwara, Lord Ishwara. Any god that you can select as your own Ishta Devata. Nobody will come and file the FIR. That's what Dhyanena. There are extraordinary people. You should know that divisions. You should not get confused. They have not studied any Upanishads. They have not. They were not having any guru. They need not to have guru. They need not to touch even Shastra. The Shastra, not only in Sanskrit, that concept of Vedanta is not dependent on any language, because that concept is the fact. Fact never depends on any kinds of worldly object. Like that, these people who are able to identify after birth itself, they are extraordinaries. Anya Sankhyena Yogena. There are people who has completed 2 steps, Karma Yoga and Upasana Yoga in the last birth itself. So for them, Shravana should begin from the birth, from the childhood. They will start listening Vedanta. They are not deviated, attracted by the worldly things. Marvelous, fantastic. There are so many people who can be given as examples. You can see, Jnana Sambandha, Nammalvar, Vamadeva, Jayadeva, Sant Jnaneshwara, Ramanuja, Adi Shankara, even Madhva, Raghavendra, Sri Raghavendra. And even, now there is one Swami Sadasiva Brahmendra. So many sadhus, so many jnanis. These people were the people who started Shravanam from the childhood. Here Sankhya means Shravanam. Shravanam means what? Studying Vedanta with the help of Guru. More importantly, they should have the Anugraha of Ishvara. They had Anugraha of Ishvara, therefore they could succeed to get proper Guru. Then they continued to be a Jnani, then they became Brahmajnanis. That's what is defined by Lord Krishna. Anye Sankhena Yogena Atmanam Atmani Pashyanti. That has to be supplied. Identifying himself with the totality. Identifying the consciousness, the total collective consciousness with their individual consciousness. Karma yogena chapare, apare cha karma yogena. There are people who have not yet begun spiritual activities in the last birth. So this is the first time they are beginning. From the childhood they are interested in a karma yoga. It means from the childhood they were not deviated by any desires of the worldly things. Their mind adapts, it accepts the fact, the reality of the world. Therefore, from the childhood they are interested in karma yoga. Because karma yoga, here what is mentioned, the yoga which involves or includes Nishkamya karma yoga, Nishkamya bhavana. So that selfless attitude, that Yajnatva bhavana. So those people who are endowed with karma yogis, they are beginning from this birth alone. Nothing wrong in that. It depends on their karma phala, their punya phala. It helps them to get involved with this karma yoga. Definitely the karma yoga will bring the maturity for upasana yoga. Then upasana yoga will bring the grace of Guru and Ishvara and Shastra. Then the Shravanam will take place. That Shravanam may not depend on Upanishads. Note the point. Bhagavan Krishna, he just accepts that the teaching without Upanishads is possible. Without touching any shloka of any mantra of Upanishads or Vedic text, this teaching is possible. I have seen many sadhus who have not studied Upanishad at all, but they are Brahmajnanis. They have studied only Bhagavad Gita. Some of them even didn't touch Bhagavad Gita, they have only completed Panchadashi, Viveka Chudamani, Tattva Bodha, Atma Bodha, that's all. And there are texts in Telugu and Tamil and Kannada. There are original texts, Even a song has got a proper Vedanta Tattva. Tyagaraja, who gave, glorious poems on hymns on the deity Ishvara, Lord Rama, all of them are absolute Vedantic text. That itself enough. Anyetu evam ajanantaha anyebhyaha shrutva upasate. They just have Shraddha towards their Guru. Just the Guru, whatever he teaches, they adapt. They will also reach. They will also reach the ultimate, and they will also cross over the river of ocean of samsara. Tepi taranti. They also cross over what? Mrityum taranti. They also cross over the cycle of birth and death, or birth, whatever it is. Shruti parayanaha. Because they are completely surrendered to the teaching of their gurus. Their guru may not be aware about Sanskrit, Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, or any text from Vedas. If they are able to bring the knowledge of equation of that collective consciousness and individual consciousness, that's it. That class means that the teaching is completed. The teaching which is endowed with completion. That's what Bhagavan Krishna says. Now he has completed. We have also seen. So generally there are 5 stages, and it depends on the people who are following it. Some of them might have completed one. They may start from the 2nd stage. Some of them might have completed 2 stages in the earlier life. They will start from the 3rd stage. Some of them might have completed 4 stages like Ramana Maharshi and Jnana Sambandha and Shuka Maharshi, and there are so many examples. We may not aware. They will just begin life with Nididhyasana. Therefore, the 5 stages are the norms. It has to be applied according to the person's ability, the grace of Lord Ishvara which he has. We'll go to next verse now. Yavat sanjayate kinchit satvam sthavara jangamam kshetra kshetrajna sanyogat tadvidhi bharatarushabha. Yavat sanjayate kinchit satvam sthavara jangamam. Now Bhagavan clarifies, moksha sadhanam is only the knowledge of equation. Kshetrajneshwara ekatva vishayam jnanam moksha sadhanam yajñatva amrutam ashnute iti uktam tat kasmat hetoho iti tad hetu pradarshanartham shloka arabhyate. So Bhagavan has created a room for this step. In the last 2 verses, Bhagavan clarified the Upanishadic content is very important. That content is the equation between Kshetrajna and Ishvara. Now the Kshetrajna was not completed by Bhagavan Krishna. Now he brings again as a method to equate with Ishvara. Now Kshetrajna means what? Our consciousness. So the consciousness which is experienced by us as me, I, that I, which is experienced by you, which is experienced by all of your family members, which is experienced by all the creatures, even dead materials, they do have the consciousness which is in the form of I. That I is taken as kshetrajnaha. Any kshetra, kshetra means what? Body, sharira. Any kshetrajnam, it is endowed with what? 2 realities. One is Prakriti Tattvam, another is Purusha Tattvam. That Purusha Tattvam in the Kshetra is known as what? Kshetrajnaha. Both are one and the same. That I is connected with total I, or collective I, which is known as Purusha Tattvam. This is the main content of spiritual life or spiritual knowledge. And that's what Bhagavan brings here. Yavat sanjayate kinchit sattvam sthavara jangamam kshetra kshetrajna sanyoga tadvidhi bharatarushabha. So now, kshetra kshetrajna sanyogat. From the conjunction of kshetra and kshetrajna, what will be there? There will be gunas, there will be creations. The creation is said to be like a sthavara and jangama, movable and non-movable. Sthavara means the stationary things. Jangama means movable and non-movable. So those movable and non-movable creatures, if they are predominated by sattva guna, okay, then there is a chance of spiritual progress. That's what he brings. That we will see in the next session in an elaborate manner. May the Almighty bestow the capacity for us to digest the knowledge which we have studied without any boredom. Okay? We'll see in the next session. Hari Om. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।